So pop up, hit that got it button. But so when we're meditating, we're actually trying to observe what's already there in the mind, the emotional center, the nervous system, and the tissue that is extra. Relieve and clear what is extra. The breath helps with that because when you take your inhale, there's this big expansion, stretching you open from the inside, holding it there a little bit, and then the exhale is this melting, softening, and releasing. And then doing that again, inhale, big, long, and smooth. Exhale, long and smooth. And usually you'll start to become aware of places in your body, perhaps that you're off kilter, you're out of center, or you're holding somewhere that you weren't aware of. And so then you can kind of loosen it up, release it. So when I'm doing my meditation, I'm often moving, but not because I'm trying to do an exercise of some particular focus. It's more that I'm listening to the body and I feel something in my back or my shoulders or my neck, and it's there and I want to let it go. So when you sit for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, breathing in, breathing out, you're not in stasis, you're not stuck there. You're allowing this sort of aliveness to express through the tissue, through the structure, through the nervous system. Another couple breath cycles. In, holding, out, holding. Let's add those simple joint mobilizations. Elbows back, hands back, shoulder blades back, chest up, arch. And hands forward, drop the head, round the back. Inhaling as you slide back and arch, reaching up through the chest. And then hollow that chest back, rounding the back, dropping the head completely. Do that 2-3 more times on your own rhythm. Remember the idea that, again, from the Taoist viewpoint, a very important piece of what a healthy body must be able to do is transform, is change, is go all the way to this arch and all the way to this round. So yes, it reaches the destinations, but it's about the quality of soft, easy, relaxed, fluid movement as you're transitioning. And find your way back to the middle and go right into rotations. Left hand forward, right hand and elbow back, turning, rotating completely to the right. And then soft and smooth all the way across to the left. And smooth and across and around and again. Coaxing the body loose rather than forcing. So we first send that message to the body from the brain through the nerves to soften, release, and unclench. And then we find we can move without disobeying that order from the mind to release. Then hang the arms, shift the weight to the right buttock, lean and tilt, take left wrist up, possibly even float that left foot. And then switch all the way across to the left buttock, left arm reaching down, right foot loose, lean and tilt. and then change all the way across. Left wrist comes up. This free floating space allows us just a little extra release this way. And because there's again another saying in Tai Chi, top empty, bottom full. We want this area to feel light, fluid, empty, so that we can lean completely this way, and yet down through the belly and down to the earth, there's a fullness, a groundedness. Lean. Let the head go. Let your head tip to the side. Let your neck release. And then let's come back to the middle. Shoulder blades, forward, up, back, down. Keep doing that. Forward and up, back and down. This helps us with that emptying the top, emptying this upper space that's so often clenched and glued together. And let's reverse and go the other way. Back, up, over the top, forward and down. Excuse me. And bend your elbows. Bring your hands up. Let's go elbows out and up. This helps to really open this interior space. Down. Together. This opens the back. Down, out and up. And elbows down and towards each other. Now, elbows back. As the elbows go back, open this space here. And then elbows down, forward, and possibly up. And then elbows forward, down, back. And one more time. Elbows down, forward, up. And elbows down, and then elbows out to the side. One left hand above, right hand below, cross. This hand goes under the armpit, hug. Closing the front, opening the back, and then elbows straight out to the sides. And then other hand below, other above, hug. And again, elbows out. Switch. One more. And elbows down, arms down, swing, 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 swing. And then one forward, one back, swing. Let this cause a little rotation, a little small turning of the torso. And back to center. Scoot back a little bit in your chair. Load up right leg, push right leg, load up right leg, set it down. Switch. Load, push, load, down. Load in, push, load, down. All the way compress, all the way extend, all the way back, down. So like I'm describing, the healthy leg is one that can go all the way to those positions of totally compressed, totally extended, totally compressed again, and down. So again, we're bringing knee, push, knee, down. Other side, push, knee, and down. Now, right leg extended out in front, point, flex, point, flex. And then invert, tilt, tilt, evert, tilt, tilt. Circle, in and around and out. And out, around, and in. Switch feet. Point, flex. Tilt in, out. Circle. And reverse circle. And down. Scoot forward in your chair to that front edge again. Step your feet small bit wider than hip distance, not super wide. Lift the balls of the feet, turn on the heels, knees and toes in, closing the groin area known as the quad, and then opening that space, toes and knees out. And then lift those toes, turn on the heels all the way in. So getting to where your knees, look at my knees, they're pointing in, but it's because I'm rotating rather than falling this way. This is not so great for the knees. This is a rotation, a spiral. And then we spiral open, spiraling internally, closing, opening, closing. Back to neutral. Bring the legs back to hip distance. Now the legs don't move from that exact same space. Forward fold. Bow forward. Sit vertical. Lean back from this place where the legs meet the pelvis. Lean back a little bit. Then get vertical again. And forward again. Vertical. Back. So we're trying to get the brain to be very clear on this junction point as a very important, powerful place to move the body, which means the spinal column and shoulders and head and neck and everything above this area doesn't have to do anything when we fold and sit and lean, right? It's just along for the ride. Now keep that feeling as we do standing up and sitting down. Bring your feet back a little bit. Fold just like we did this time. Let your arms hang very loose. And just pour yourself out of your chair through your legs to the earth and come all the way vertical. And then from that exact same junction, fold. The butt goes behind, the head and shoulders and arms hanging loose. And then fold and sink, tush to the chair, then lean back. So for these first couple, exaggerate these moments. Folding and hanging. You haven't come out of your chair yet. You just folded. Then move a little bit forward and then all the way. And then let's fold at the hips. Sink down, land, and vertical. One more just like that. Soft, relaxed. Now, do not sit in your chair, but fold, sink, and dangle those arms down like you're going to touch your toes. Maybe you touch the floor, and then rise back all the way to standing. Remember that idea that a healthy body is one that can transform, it can change. So again, don't sit in your chair. Do not sit down in your chair, but sink down, 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 like you're going to go get something off the floor with your arms, and then stand right back up, all the way back up to fully lengthened and tall. Hips go back, fold, and rise. One more time. And again, try not to get stuck somewhere along the way. Get all the way to this place where you're vertical. And then you can, again, relax your body. You don't have to hold on to it because it holds itself up with good alignment. And then relax your way through this squat. And just try to relax and release through the movement. Now we're back to standing. Let's work on this forward and back tilt. Move over to your left side chair, turn and face that chair, fingertips touching. Rock your body weight a little into the toes, back to the middle, and then back to your heels. So you can see when I go forward, my body creates a little diagonal line. I do not create a corresponding backwards diagonal though. When I rock back to the heels, I almost create a C curve in the body, and then a forward lean. And then when I go back, even if I'm in my heels completely, I'm not leaning back like that, right? So that's an important piece. Now we rock forward, lift up the heels. So get up on your tippy toes, come down to your heels, rock back to your heels, keep your hand on the chair for safety and try to pull the toes up off the ground, and then toes down and rock forward and lift. Down, rock back into the heels, lift those toes, down, again, forward and up, down, back. On your chair, walk your feet back, and then keep those hands stable and stick the butt way back and fold in half. So this stretches shoulders, back, buttocks, legs, all the way. Basically a downward facing dog from yoga, but we want to keep all the tissue open. We want to allow blood flow, electricity flow, fluid flow through the body. And then lift your chest and come out of the position only to go back in again. Send the butt back and get that fold. And lift the chest, coming out of the position. Walk the feet forward. Stand up tall. Turn and face forward. Now, turn your inside foot so you're near your right chair. Turn that right foot a little bit out, 5 degrees or so. Put the weight over in that right leg. Put your left foot in front, the heel touching with the toes up. So this leg that's out in front should be empty, no body weight in it. And then take your left hand, place it on your left thigh. Now stick your butt back, just like we did, and slide your left hand down the leg to the ankle, and then standing back up, let the hand come back up. So I'm going to just turn sideways so you can see I'm folding this right knee, bending a little bit, and this leg over here staying straight so that you get that stretch and then rise up. 3 more just like that. You can inhale up here, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale. Now, this front leg should be your left leg empty. Shift your weight into that leg, your right leg behind you. Now, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing here. Folding, my head and shoulders coming forward, my leg coming back up into the sky, and then stand all the way back to vertical. Let's do that again. Folding. The leg goes back or up behind you, and then vertical, back to standing. Let's do that again. folding, and rising. This really helps us get an experience of the middle pivot. There's a place in here that if you just fold from, the whole body just moves through this. Let's do one more. This fold and rise. And cue in on the idea that your middle is not up here or even here. It's in here. It's down in your middle. It's the navel. It's the lower back. That's where the center of your movement comes from. Let's move to the other chair. Left foot turns out 5 degrees, right foot out in front with the heel touching, the leg straight, right hand on right thigh. And again, we stick the butt back, slide that right hand down to the ankle or the foot, and then slide up, inhaling up, exhaling, fold, inhale up, exhale, fold, up, and fold. 2 more. And then now that you're standing, you're still using your chair for safety. You just shift into that right leg, fold from that middle. Fold and rise. Fold. So we're really changing our relationship to gravity, but yet when we keep our idea that the middle is here and everything else is relaxed, our equilibrium is way more able to be sustained. We're not as thrown off as we are when we're stiff and holding up here, and then we try and do this, we sort of spill everything out. But here we're just tilting, rotating. 1 more. And back up. Change sides back to our right side chair. Put the weight down through the left leg, put the right foot out in front. Actually, first we do parallel feet. Change your weight to your left leg, and remember the 2 choices you want to avoid. When you put your weight to your left leg, try not to lock your knee back. Let the knee stay open and have this little bend. And also try not to push into your hip joint and get stuck there. So there's this perfect amount where when you're on that leg, you see how there's like a springiness, and this leg is empty. So get to that position where you feel that connection down. Get to the tip of the right shoe. Put the right foot back down, and then change so that you're going down through the right leg and get that feeling of that slight bend. Get to the left tippy toes, put the left foot down and change again. From your middle, let the weight go down through, get to the tippy toe. Change, down through, tippy toe. This pivot, we are liberating the pivot from its stuck state into its totally free state. And that's the emphasis in the Tai Chi, is that this is what makes the difference. This low back, groin, belly, throughness to the legs. Now, level 2, you might need to touch chair for safety. Lift the foot that's empty, place it all the way down, change the weight. Now, don't try to lift until this is truly empty, and then see if you can just get this nice, easy lift and lower without disturbing your equilibrium. And then change. This is empty. See if you can just get this lift and lower without any rocking of the boat. That's what we're looking for, is this change, then lift, lower. Change, lift and lower. Change and lift, lower. Eventually, you can stack them closer to each other. When you have the through way down, you can almost be lifting the leg while you're changing the weight. So as I'm changing my weight, I know that I can get all the way down. I can lift this almost at the same time. Down, up. Down, up. But we have to have the through line to the earth. And that's usually where people haven't trained it. So they're somewhere stuck in the hip, the knee, the muscle tension. And if they pull the leg up, the whole body gets thrown around. So down and through, down, getting down there. And then this is free to move. Now let's go level 3 again. Use chair where needed. Knee up, down with the foot. Now change the weight, get through the earth, and then this lift, lower. So yes, there is some effort required to do what we're doing, but we want to make sure it's the minimum amount with the least amount of extra grabbing and holding and gripping. Because that's what most people live their lives with, this extra armor, which ends up becoming like obstacles and impediments to freedom of movement. Now, level 1 of the next exercise, empty your inside foot, your right foot, put the heel in front. Remember, just a small stance, just like this. And then shift forward, and remember by forward, I really mean down. And then this foot's behind, shift back, and again, by back, I really mean down. So just because the feet are arranged this way now, my body gets moved both forward and backwards in space. I'm advancing or I'm retreating, but I'm not changing the quality of down, down, down. And it's that feeling of staying with the down that keeps the teacup balanced, that keeps the central pillar vertical. Now, staying in your back leg, from this empty leg hip, lift, lower, and then shift, letting that right leg take the weight now from this knee, heel down. Call that like the flamingo lift, right? Little flamingo. And then shift back, wait until you're truly connected to the earth, and then lift and lower, and then shift, wait until you're completely connected, and then lift, lower. Continue that, and the same rule applies. Those of you that have been doing this for a little while now, you can start to stack them a little closer to each other. As you get down to the earth, you can almost be lifting the leg at the same time. And as you get down to the earth, you can hinge and shift and lift closer together. And that's where we start to move, quote unquote, fast again, once you found that through line. Level 3, up, down. Use the chair where needed. Now, here we bring that knee forward and up, back and down, touch the floor, and then shift. This knee's up, down, and again, our central pillar just stays intact, whether the leg is forward, whether it's back. We're shifting, we're relaxing, top empty, bottom full, full connection to the earth. That's what gives us this freedom, this nimbleness. And switching sides, bring your right foot next to left foot, change the weight to the right foot, side step so we're closer here. Put left foot in front, level 1. Change the weight, get to the tippy toe, change the weight, tip of the heel. We're moving forward and backwards in space, but the emphasis is not forwards and backwards. That gets us in trouble. The emphasis is down to create the down has to be achieved through go, which is not our normal response to feeling in danger, which is what happens when we stand up and our balance is a little squirrely. We tighten up. So can you release and find that way down to the earth. Find that way down to the earth. Now, level 2. From this empty hip, lift, lower, shift, flamingo. Little knee, toe down, shift. So again, make sure your feet are arranged like I have them. I'm not sure if you forgot to switch sides, but you have to put that left foot in front now. We're doing left foot. This is my right, but your left. Shift. And then it's that back foot that we're lifting and putting down, keeping it behind so that when you shift, you're moving backwards in space. And then this leg forward, down, it's in front, shift, and it's behind, shift, in front, shift. Remember, this knee doesn't come forward. So Carolyn, for this particular one, we're not moving the knee this way. We're just getting that movement. And then shift. That movement. Shift. The thigh stays where it is. We just have that hamstring curl back there. Now, level 3, we go up, down, shift. And then we go not only knee bend, but also hip hinge. And then we're reaching back to this position and setting the toe down. And then shift. And then from this hip, shift. Down to the earth gives you freedom for this movement. One more, level 3. And feet together, change your weight to your left leg, side step. We're over here now. Right foot in front. Now we take one full step forward. So it's shift, your back foot is empty, step it in front with the heel touching, shift. Then we're going backwards, shift into your back leg, take one step behind with the toe, and then shift back. Do it again. Shift. Once that foot is empty, it's free to just float out there, right? It stays empty because you're connected on this side. Then shift. And then this foot's empty. So the pivot changes so it's right full, left empty. Then you step the empty. Then it changes to left full, right empty. That's the key. Rather than 2 stiff legs that we're trying to walk around on, and both of them are stuck, both of them are full. This is an exaggeration of what most people have going on, versus full empty, change, full empty, change, full empty, change, change. So just this casual little step has embedded in it the secrets, the subtle techniques. Shift, shift. But we can get away with this walk and sort of cheat it. But this one, this level 2, it really reveals it. Can you lift, lower, shift, and then you got to pick this back foot up over something and then lower it down without falling into it, and then shift, flamingo, lift and lower. Now we're going backwards, shift, really reveals it right here. Up, tuck, reach back, then you shift, and then lift, lower. Teacup on the head, shift, step up and over. Shift, flamingo, shift, up, tuck, reach, shift, up, down. What eventually happens is this feeling of floating. There's a buoyancy in a relaxed body that isn't present when we're grabbing on. So in our practice, we want to flirt with this edge of, okay, I got my chair here for safety, so I can really practice these ideas. So level 3, right knee up, heel softly down, shift. Now exaggerate, heel to butt, knee up, foot out, down, shift, knee forward and up, back, shift, and then knee, tuck foot, reach back, shift, knee up and down, shift, knee, foot, down. All the while, relax. Central pillar intact. Top empty, bottom full. Down to the earth, free to move. Down to the earth, free to move. And bring right foot next to left foot, shift into right foot, side step. Over here, level 1. Left foot in front, empty. Shift. Once right foot is empty, step it. Shift. And then shift back, step back, shift back. Shift, step, shift. Shift back, step back, shift back. Now, consider where you're holding tension. Release it. Shoulders, arms. Remember that even though we're moving forward, we're actually going down, down. The down creates this up. So just emphasize down to the earth, down to the earth. Rather than I'm going forward, I'm going backwards. Down to the earth, down to the earth. Level 2, use your chair for safety where needed. Lift, lower, shift down to the earth. Now step over something low to the ground. Step, and then shift, and then flamingo this back foot. Lift and lower. And then shift back, lift, tuck, reach. Shift back. Lift, lower. Shift, step over something, shift back, step back over something, which again requires a little of that pivot awareness in our middle. Lift, lower. One more. And again, use the chair where needed. Level 3, up, down, shift. Now it's heel to butt, knee up, foot out, lower the heel down to the ground. Shift. And then this back leg, knee up, toe back touching empty. Shift. This front leg is now free to lift, tuck, reach, and then shift. Up, down, shift. Exaggerated. Shift. All the way up. Back. Teacup. Just sitting on top of the head. Again, not because you're holding on with such grip. It's because you removed all grip and tension. So there's a sort of soft stability that you get to experience. Last one, level 3. And shogun, wings, roll, fold over top, hands settle. Right at your middle, here's your belly button, your middle pivot. Couple of breaths right here. And just letting everything come to rest for a moment. hands cross and come down. Now you just stay as you are, making an adjustment. Space. Okay, so your space should again have these two chairs, backs of chairs facing in. Move now to the left side of your space, and then turn and face across the space. So you see I have a big runway that I can move. Now I've got room for about 4 or 5 steps. So to the left of your space, all your body over to your left. So on June's camera, I see someone in front and you're still facing forward. So notice that I'm not facing forward anymore. I'm facing this way. Turn your body. That's correct. And get yourself so that you're in front of this chair, not this chair. Because right now you're standing like this. So I need you to get yourself all the way over here, all the way there. Use your other chair, that one that's near your left hand. Use that chair. The one that's behind you. Yeah, that one. And move your body. So see how I'm almost off the screen? That's where I want you to get. Now, put your left foot in front, and we go shift, step, shift, step. So you have your chair, shift, step, shift, step, shift, step. Now, shift back, step back with the toe, shift back, step back, shift back, step back. And remember, when we are going either back or forward, we're actually just focusing on down, because it's the down through to the earth that gives me the freedom to have an empty foot. And then I got to change which one I'm using to get down, and then which one I'm using to get down. Which one? And that's walking. That's running, jogging. That's martial art footwork. That's everything that you could ever do with the feet and legs. The emphasis is down, 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 down. And now level 2, up and over something. Shift. Up and over something. Shift. So hopefully you have enough room to get 4, 5, 6 steps in one direction, and then get 4 or 5, 6 steps in the other direction. And hopefully you're arranged with your chairs so that you feel safe, like you feel like you have support, so that you can flirt with disaster, because that's what we're doing here. We're trying to play with the risky feeling of being on one leg and stepping another foot, and then being on the other leg and stepping. That's a dangerous thing to do when our balance is compromised. But we want to play with that and see if we can train the Taoist Tai Chi response, which is, I need to soften. I got to relax. I can't tense up, because that goes in the opposite direction of where I want to go. I want to go soften down to the earth. Soften down to the earth, and learn to rely on that sturdiness that the earth offers. Now, let's all finish. We're back again to this far side. Turn and face forward again. Put the weight through your left leg, right foot empty, step it out and in. Out and in. We're going to do this a few times. What I want you to do is take this and place it right at the groin area. So you got genital area in the middle, this inguinal crease. Just place it there, and so that brings your mind to that area. Now, when you step out, you want to feel how this is the right groin area or quad opening, and then step it in, and it's closing. What a lot of times happens is we step and go with it, and then step and come back. And when we do that, this is not opening and closing. It's staying closed and staying closed. This right quad, right? So what we want to experience is open, quad, space, close. Open, close. And we also want to feel how the body weight is leg. So this foot starts to be able to move. The power of emptiness leads us to being swift. Right? Now, step out and leave it out. Now you've got right, close the right quad, open the left. So the foot has to, and then this side close, this side has to open. Foot stays on the ground. And then change again. Closing the right, opening the left. And then closing the left, opening the right. But the feet don't come off the ground. That's key. Anchor of the feet on the ground, we're forcing our body to find the movement to get to stay closed, and I'm becoming finding free movement. Versus here, we've got space, 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 space. Now stay down through the right leg. Notice left quad is open. Let's close the left, open the left. So the weight is now in your right leg, and we're going in and out, in and out. Middle pivot, teacup on top of your head, undisturbed by this movement. Now, bring the left leg in, keep it in, and this is the fourth sort of important piece. Both quads are closed. We still need to be able to go down through the left and then down through the right. So your legs are together, feet might even be touching. That would be a good challenge. Again, you got your chairs for safety. Change to one leg, change to the other leg, and this forces us to find the pivot, the groin, the belly, the lower back. Loosening that up. Make sure your knees are soft and open, that you're allowing that little bend of the knee. Change, 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 change. Now, sidewalk. Stay in your left leg, open right quad. Shift, close right, open left, close left. Keep them closed. Change to your left, right, open the left. Close the left. Change the left leg. Step, shift, in, shift, out, shift, in, shift. Now you can just drop the arms unless it's very helpful for you to feel that quad area, and just let the arms be relaxed. So notice here, we're only using the pivot in the lateral direction, you could say. Right? We're just kind of opening and closing. We're moving left and right. But this is where I like to add our Tai Chi movement. So here, we're going to go there and back again. Put your right foot out. Take both of your hands and move them to the left side of your body. Now, as you shift, turn and sweep the hands across. Keep them over here now as you bring that foot in, left foot in. Now remember, we're shifting into this left leg and turn, sweep across. Step the right foot out, empty. So now we're adding to the shift, we're turning, we're rotating and sweeping across. Bring the left foot in. As you shift into your left leg, turn and sweep. Step right foot out. Turn and sweep. Left foot in. Turn and sweep. And so now we're getting a feeling of how this shift and turn can happen together. So we change the weight and we create this upper body movement, this hand movement. So this is an experience of, this is like level 1 advanced Tai Chi. So this is as easy as it's ever going to get to try to combine these various pieces. So it's full, we're turned a little bit to your right. So it's shifting, turning, and sweeping, and all that's happening together, and then bring the right foot in. This is still empty, then I'm changing my weight to that right leg, turning and sweeping. Step out. Shift and turn and sweep. Step in. Shift and turn and sweep. Step out. So again, this is advanced movement because it's using all the pieces. But it's simple. It's as simple as it'll get for you to put all of that together. And then let's add one layer of complication. Right hand high, left hand low, step out. Shift and turn, cloud, lake. Bring the left foot in, rain and vapor. Shift and turn, cloud and lake. Stepping out, rain and vapor. Shift and turn, cloud, lake. As you're stepping that empty foot in, you're doing vapor and rain, and then shift and turn, cloud, lake. Vapor and rain as you step, shift and turn. Your teacup is still just happily balanced because, again, your middle is just floating. So that's what Tai Chi starts to feel like, is this freedom of movement, and yet deep within there's a stability, a stillness. We switch directions, bring left foot in, left foot out, left hand high, right hand low. The cloud and the lake. The cloud rains, the lake vapors up, and then it's cloud and lake. Vapor and rain. Continue. Just notice that below the waist, it's still this kind of simple shift, step without shifting, shift without stepping, step without shifting. Shift without stepping, right? So this is an experience of advanced movement. And you just want to feel that cognitive dissonance, that difficulty, and recognize that that's medicine for you. To feel that sort of, whoa, how do I get all this together? And stay with it. Don't bail on it. All right, and come back to the middle. And hands together. Rub. Rub your hands together. Then take your hands right onto the groin area, up and down at that diagonal, the inguinal crease. Then the hip flexors, the top of the thigh just below the pelvis. Then around, tailbone, up onto your lower back, And then like you're doing a squat, stick your butt back, sweep the hands down the legs, sit, bring the hands around to the inside of the legs, and all the way up to the belly button. Do that again. So this is this clearing of the lower channels. Groin, hip flexors, around to the tail, up onto your low back. And then sitting, sweeping down the outside of the legs, around the ankles or feet, up the inside of the legs, to the navel, to the belly button, to the middle. One more time. Quad, hip flexors, sacrum and tail, up onto your lower back, and sweep, sweep. And then we finish resetting the upper channels, up the outer, turn, down the inner, off. Again, same arm, up, down, up, down. And switch arms. Up, turn, down, turn, up, turn. And a final wing, roll, fold over top, settle down, hands turn to face the belly, and then we go center palm right onto the belly button, other hand stacked on top. 3 breaths here. And then we close, grab the thumb, fold the fingers over the top of the fist, and a little Taoist bow. All right, thank you, everybody. Make sure you know where your sitting chair is when you go to sit down. And if there are any questions or insights or concerns or whatever, feel free. You have to unmute yourself in order to share.